Hello families, I hope everybody's well. I just wanted to do a quick talking news catch up. I cannot believe we are at the end of April and Monday takes us into May. This has to be the quickest year I've ever known in all the time I've been head at Lennoxtown Primary. So I wanted just to share a couple of things. Things are going really well. Obviously, since we came back after the Easter break, there's a little bit of flexibility around about COVID risk assessments. Obviously, yourself as our parent body are able to be in and around the playground. We don't need to wear masks anymore. Staff are still being asked to consider wearing those in the corridors, moving around the school, and if they're sitting in proximity in an area. But what I can tell you is the school feels much more normal, and it's probably the first time I've felt that in a really long time. It's absolutely lovely. So it's all very positive inside the building, and actually I suppose the next best thing is when we can have all of you back in beside us. I don't think that's going to happen before the summer term, but I've got a couple of nice little considerations. So we're going to do Sports Day this year, and we are going to use St Machan's playing fields like we did before COVID, and we are hoping that you can come along and watch. So I'll put more information out nearer the time. The only thing that will change that is if we have an outbreak, and I have to go back to putting some risk assessments in place. But on a positive note, other than a couple of families, unfortunately, that were hit with COVID over the Easter holidays, we haven't had any reported cases in the school since we've come back. So I can't tell you the last time that has been the position, and obviously the staff we've got almost everybody back as well. So it's hugely positive. So as well as the talking news I'm giving, I'm going to get you out the kind of important dates for you for the term, because the parental engagement calendar that we gave you earlier in the year, I'll just stop while the bell goes, that we gave you earlier in the year was kind of plan B. This one's a kind of hybrid version of a little bit of what we used to be able to do, like Sports Day, with still some bits and pieces of plan B. So to give you another example is we are really hopeful, well, we're planning for plan A for our leaver service to be back in the church this year at the end of term. And today we're going to do our first whole school assembly. So it's so bizarre because the children are like super excited. It's like some big grand event today, and everybody who's passed Miss Linscale and I, that's all they want to talk about. We're feeling a little under pressure to deliver a really good assembly, but actually it's hugely significant. It's I don't know, 2 years passed in March since I had my whole school together as one community. So yeah, it's really exciting actually. So big news today. So probably by the time the children go home, I'm hoping they're going to say assembly was amazing. So assembly, a little just reminder, bank holiday on Monday, and then towards the end of the month we've got the Jubilee holidays coming up, but that's all going to be on the newly updated parental engagement calendar for your information. Another thing that I wanted to flag to you is we obviously haven't done any fundraising for like 2 years actually, and our lovely PTA have not been able to do fundraising either. So what we have sitting in the school fund has just kind of like been chipped away at, because we have tried really hard over the last couple of years to maintain all the nice things for the children. I did make a decision to go ahead and try and book a trip for the boys and girls. There hopefully should be enough money in the school fund to subsidise it, but I am going to have to ask families to contribute just to help us out with it. I'm hoping to keep the cost of it down by doing a sponsored walk next Friday. So as well as the parental engagement calendar that's going home today, I have put a sponsor for them in. You're under no onus or expectation to contribute, because I know things are hard as well. But if you have any capacity at all between friends and family to make any sort of donation that would go into the school fund, because everything that comes into the school fund goes to the kids and all the nice things and nice experiences we try and do for them. And we haven't done any fundraising for a really long time. So I'm trying to generate a little bit of money. What we have found is the trips are really expensive, and very difficult to book. because now that mitigations have eased a little bit, every school in the land is trying to book a trip for the children and trying to book buses. The cost of buses has risen quite significantly, but that's been influenced by the cost of fuel. So the cheapest way for us to do it was to take, I think we're getting one big bus for P1 to 4, or it may be one big bus for P5 to 7, but we've tried to take half the school out one day and the other half school out the next day. So primary 5 to 7, they're going first, and they are going on the 17th of May, and we've booked the Inverclyde training ground that came highly recommended from a couple of other schools, and the kids will get to do like climbing wall. There's various activities actually I need to catch up on, but the feedback I've had from that is it's a completely phenomenal experience for the children. But we're looking at like £16 a head for the children, just to give you a bit of a benchmark. We've booked the Five Sisters Zoo for P1 to 4 with some workshops. Again, we're looking at about £10 a head without the cost of buses. So it gives you a wee sense of cost. As I say, I do have money sitting in the school fund just now, but we have really made good use of it, shall I say, over the last couple of years, just keeping things going, which is why I'm doing the sponsored walk next week. But please do not feel under pressure to make a contribution. It's only if you can. Other than that, really, that was as much as I wanted to flag. I'm just looking at my notes all over the place. I wanted to flag just now. But as I say, along with this talking news, I'll also have a little you should have attached. Is me talking, but you'll also have a little written letter from me and a little calendar and the sponsor sheet as well. So that's probably the most important things for now. If there's anything else that's on your radar that's not on our radar, please come and get me. Obviously, we've gone back 9 till 3, but I'm still manning the far end of the playground because there's children round the corner. So come and find me if you need me in the morning. And as we get back into the swing of things, this week we went back to one lunch break. It's so long since we've done that. It's so nice because it means that we're not covering for an hour and a half and 2 hours a day. But the playground is so busy. It's such an unusual sight. I've forgotten what it looks like when everyone is out. But that's so positive. The kids are, they've been really busy this week actually. It's been a really nice week in school because it's such a long time since, I don't know, we've been in a dinner hall, or we've all been in the playground together, or we've perhaps had to wear masks a bit less. So all great, and definitely now I can say, yep, we are really in a recovery zone, and I'm so optimistic about August and what that can look like for all of us and your good selves, hopefully coming back in for assemblies, and It's looking positive. So if there's anything you need that's, as I say, not on our radar, just check in, give us a shout, and we'll get right back to you.